Happy Sunday, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna kind of take you through grocery shopping with me. A little bit of vlog style, a little bit of sit down style. So I'm gonna take you through and then we'll come back and check in at the end on what I bought, what I could have done better, and some tips to help you make the most of your meal prep. So let's get into the video. Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel. So it is Friday morning and I am getting ready to do my grocery shopping for the week. So it takes me 2 days to do grocery shopping, and that's partially because whatever I get today, I go to the farmer's market on Saturdays. So I'll go and get any like meats that we need or any other side stuff like that. So today I thought for this week's Sunday video I would kind of talk you through how let me find the right light, how I do all of our meal planning for the week, and then kind of show you the ins and outs of how I grocery shop and how I find the best prices. Now, we consistently buy a handful of the same things. Sorry, watching Teen Wolf as I get ready this morning. We consistently buy the same things. So for me, I know that bread and milk and eggs and a handful of other things I'm always gonna get from Sam's. So I might not show you that, but I'll show you at least conclusively at the end where I got everything and how I figured everything out. So I'm gonna kind of show you the beginning steps in the meal planning because I've already actually done some of it. So here is what that looks like. So this week, now I normally cook from cookbooks personally, and this week these are the two that I'm working from, and then this is the little pad that I use, and the other component is my phone. So this is everything that kind of works for me in my meal planning. So I love Madeline Shaw's book, A Year of Beautiful Eating, because it's seasonal. So one of the best ways to save money as far as food is to make sure that you're eating seasonally. And so what I'll do is I'll go through and pick out recipes I think that are gonna work for us. And so I'll just flip through, find whatever I feel like is gonna be functional for the week, and then I will write them all down here. Now for my family, I know that like if I filled this pad for the week, we wouldn't end up eating it all, like we don't do an everyday kind of a thing. My mom, it's kind of an adjustment for us. Hold on, my screen's having a party. So I know that like there are enough of those meals. Sometimes my stepdad won't eat them, or sometimes, it'll just be really feeding two of us. And so that's really what my goal is. And so from that, I will take, as I'm looking up the recipes, I will write down what I think I'm gonna make when, based on like knowing our schedules and how busy I'm gonna be since I'm cooking them. And then the other thing that I'll do is I'll use my Wonderlist app. Now I use this app for lots of stuff. It's really one of my favorite apps, and it's free, I think. So if you have it or don't have it, I'll link it in the description box below. So I keep a never-ending groceries tab on here, and so what I do is anytime somebody in the house mentions anything or I think of anything that I need, I just stick it in here. Now like today, I know that there are a handful of things that I can get today. I know that there's some stuff that I'm gonna wait for the farmer's market, but to make sure that I'm getting all the things that like I can go and get today and not have to worry about being with everybody else shopping, I go through and I put a little star on all of the things on the list that I know I need to get today. So things from the seafood market that I'm gonna go to, things from the regular grocery store, things from Sam's, stuff like that. So it's all kind of broken down for me in a way that works for me. It's just a matter of, I personally, if you're somebody who's just trying to get to eat healthy, or you feel like you waste a ton of food because you're just not, like, you don't create and just throw things in the mix, I would highly recommend making doing meal plans off of recipes. Now I will throw things in random bowls, and so when I buy produce tomorrow, I'll probably buy some extra because of that, because I know what I eat and I know how I will fill in meals within there. But this is really based off of making sure that I have the proteins that I need, and then I'll kind of adjust the vegetables based on what's in season. I'm really trying to streamline myself to shop with what's in season because it gives you a better quality and it's not as expensive. So I am going to head out. I'm gonna grab all of my cooler bags and I'm gonna take you guys along with me. So you will see me shopping for all of these lovely things, and then once I get to the point where it's all together and I can kind of show you, it'll probably be a two-part, so I can show you today and tomorrow. I will walk you through it. So I will check back in with you guys soon. Okay, so while it looks like I'm just getting in the car and telling you what's going on, I actually just did my first food run. And I went to our local like seafood place and I got all of that, but they only lightly iced it. So instead of running around and running the rest of my errands with that, I decided to bring it home. So now I have like an iced coffee, and I did the coffee concentrate. I bought some of that and we're gonna keep going. If you're new to buying anything, like finding quality stuff, finding good pricing, my suggestion would be Google, you know, looking in your areas for that kind of stuff, and asking your friends, you know, maybe they can tell you where they score stuff for really good deals and it's not crazy expensive. We consistently buy there because it's fairly affordable. So, and we'll buy for a couple weeks at a time. We'll buy it and then freeze it and then recook, you know, pull it out when we need it. So now I am off to, I haven't decided yet. I think I may go to Whole Foods. I haven't 100% made that decision yet. And I'll kind of show you, because some of this is just me being my little extra. So I will keep you posted when I stop again. I'll definitely check in with you once I get to Sam's. Alright guys, so I'm done with my grocery shopping. This is what our fridge currently looks like. There's stuff in the freezer, and there's stuff on the counters, and I'm about to make breakfast myself, and then I'm gonna kind of walk you through what all I got and tips and tricks and ways to save. Alright guys, so at this point you would have seen all of my grocery shopping. Now I did go to quite a few places, and I'm gonna talk about that and what I could have done better there. And I also, there are just some things that were great and there are some things that I could have done better, and I want to share that with you. But I do want to give a few disclaimers first before I go over pricing and tell you how much I spent and give you that breakdown. First off, I'm feeding 3 people, so keep that in mind. It's not just for me. Secondly, 2 of those people are very, well actually no, we're all very opinionated on what we eat. But I have an 88-year-old in the house, and he's been eating what he wants to for 88 years, and he's going to be very specific about what he eats. So I don't tend to change. There's some staples for that. The other thing there is that I buy in bulk. So I showed you at the beginning my little list on like what I was going to buy and then what my meals were for the week. But I also really tend to shop for 2 weeks at a time, and those are the meals that I'll plan to make, because those are the ones that I'm like, oh yeah, those are great, I really want to try those, and then I'll cook and create in between. So keep that in mind. And then when I tell you the prices, also keep in mind that almost everything I got, if it was produce, and I'm pretty sure it might have been all of it, was organic. No, that is a choice. That is my choice. And if that's not something you can afford, I will never ever shame you for that, because I would rather you eat the vegetables and eat the fruit than not eat it because it's not organic. That's not a healthy way to do it. So, pulling out my receipts. I went to, I think I counted 4 places, well 5 places if you count going to the farmer's market this morning. So the first place I went to yesterday was the seafood market. Now, I'm fortunate enough to live somewhere that I can get local, fresh, quality seafood. And so I tend to stock up when we do that, and we'll buy it and then freeze. So we spent about $100 there, but that will feed us for more than just now. The other thing is with my list and what I got, I did kind of buy off my list. And I'll give you the breakdown on however much I spent. Now, I went to Publix this morning because I always end up doing a little bit extra at the end. I get whatever I can from the farmer's market, what I know is in season, what I know they'll have, and if there's anything that I still need and it's kind of left on my list, I'll go snag that. So I did spend about $46 at Publix, but I bought that giant kombucha I had again because I'm obsessed with it. And I also did buy pine nuts because we're out, and those were a little more expensive. So that was kind of a bulk thing. And that's the other thing, is a majority of some of my pricing will come because we shop in bulk. And what would normally be like a week might carry us 2 or 3 weeks in some aspects. So I might have restocked on some things I was completely out of, or grabbed it because I knew that the availability here was less, or it would need to be in an online shop later. So at Sam's yesterday, we spent $80, $79.59. Now, the most expensive thing I got there was, actually, I don't even know what that is. Good question, guys. What did I get that was that expensive? Oh, eggs? Maybe? No, I don't know. I honestly don't remember. That's really sad. But I did spend, you know, $80 at Sam's, but everything I got there is going to be in bulk. Oh, I spent that money on protein bars. That was what was the most expensive. And that's the other thing. It's the little, if I was just buying fruits and grains and meats and vegetables, this might be a little bit different. And even my mom and I joked about the fact when I was plant-based, my grocery bill was a lot less because I tend to want to buy quality meat, and that becomes a bigger part of the budget. So we bought protein bars in bulk. That'll last a couple of weeks because mom will throw them in her bag for work. So, and then I spent about $135 at Whole Foods, but some of that was grabbing a deodorant I use, buying protein powder, and snagging a couple of things that I know that I can't get here or that I want to order online later, but I wanted to try first. So where did I go wrong? Let's start there. As far as meal planning goes and prepping and grocery shopping and saving money, being organized saves you so much more money. Like, so much more money. Now, for me, I could have saved money if I didn't have to get my hands on things like immediately for some things like protein powder. So if you've been following along recently, you'll know that I am doing an elimination diet right now. And one of the things that I eliminated is cinnamon. Well, I bought a new protein powder. I didn't read it fine enough, and I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but there's cinnamon in it. And guys, that test was right. Me and cinnamon, we're not friends. So, and I'm struggling with that. I love cinnamon, but I had to buy a new protein powder because of it. So I bought a new protein powder. I also snagged some grain-free tortilla chips. That was just a little treat that I wanted for myself, and they're like $5 each. They're more than I want to pay, but I grabbed them because I could get them, and normally I don't have them because they're not available here. And then I also grabbed a little bit of an expensive chocolate. So there's the cost there. Now, being organized, if I wasn't grabbing things last minute, grabbing things because they were available, you know, being a little more organized, I could do a lot of this, if it's not fresh, online. So I could go to like Thrive Market or Vitacost and buy some of these things that I'm paying a little bit more for because I wasn't prepared. So like I grabbed some brown rice Thai noodles yesterday. I grabbed things that in my mind I know that we don't have and aren't available closer to me. I grabbed those because I could get my hands on them. Now, if I could get them, you know, if I had been more prepared and ordered online, it'd be different. But I can tell you, half of the stuff on this list, I grabbed deodorant because it was available and I knew I was going to need another one. I grabbed chickpea miso because I know that it's like $9+ here, but it's less over there, so I grabbed that. I grabbed some cans of coconut milk from Whole Foods because I wanted to do a recipe that really thrived on that kind of coconut milk. So I grabbed those. I grabbed the chocolate that I did, and I grabbed some coconut aminos because I thought that I know that we're running low on those. I also grabbed some organic butter because it was a cheaper price there, but I probably could have gone better at Sam's with that. So being more organized and really consistently, when you consistently buy things, you have a better idea of where they're the cheapest. Now, you kind of, it can take time. So if you're just really getting into this, you'll make notes and you'll start to kind of acknowledge, well, it's cheaper if I buy bananas here, but you know, I could really do better at getting almond milk from this place. So for me, we tend to buy in bulk, and we tend to buy in places that, you know, you develop your pattern, you develop your system. So I wanted to try a handful of things yesterday, but I'm paying for that because I just got my hands on it then. So that's probably a good chunk of where I went wrong and how I could have saved a little more money. Now I did go through and deduct kind of what wasn't necessarily food wise in this little grocery haul we got going on, and I broke it down, and it's about $62 per person per week to feed us. So on average, that's probably not the worst in the world. Keep in mind, we don't eat out. Like very rarely do we eat out. And I also, this is part of my job. I cook, I take photos, I make and prep all of this stuff for you guys, so I tend to spend a little bit more because of that. So where I went wrong, I wasn't organized enough. Where I went right, I went to the farmer's market. Now I'm going to do a whole post on the blog today as well, so if you want to go check that out, about tips for shopping in season. Now if you follow recipes, it can be different, and you might have to kind of guide yourself in adjustments to that. But shopping at the farmer's market, they tend to have what's in season. It tends to be better for you because of the way that it's processed, and I'll get into that in another video. But shopping at the farmer's market will save you money because you're not paying all that extra import and whatever. So shopping at the farmer's market saves me tons of money because I only spent $24 and I got a whole giant bag of produce. Shopping at the farmer's market is a great way to go. You know, I saved money by shopping locally with seafood. I saved money by buying in bulk. Those are the places that I went right, but not being as organized as I should be is probably a deterrent. So if you're in the process of trying to figure out how to eat healthy, trying to make sure you're doing it efficiently, trying to figure all of that out, one, I'm going to link the blog post below that I have written on how to save money on groceries, because you can do it. If you don't have a Sam's membership, or you don't have a Costco membership, you know, you don't have any of those, there are places that you can shop online for that. Or you can always get in with a friend and go in together and maybe go shopping once a week and split it. Maybe you don't have the refrigerator space or the freezer space for all of that, but you can go in together and split whatever it is. So we used to buy, I drink more coconut milk now, but we would buy the almond milk in the 3-pack because it was cheaper at Sam's. But you might not have the fridge for that, so you can split it with a friend, or you may not need 6 things of egg whites, but you want 3 and your friend wants 3. So splitting it can be more efficient. Being organized is such a huge key. Now, if you know that you're not going to cook every night, and this isn't like, be realistic with yourself when you're meal planning, and that's going to help you as well. Buying tons of time. I used to make, like, I would get magazines, I would pull whatever out, and I would write down on my little pad every little thing that I was going to eat for like the week. Problem: most of those meals were for 4 people. I didn't want to eat it that many times. Secondly, I was just picking stuff out of a magazine based on it being in the magazine and not what I actually liked. Be realistic with yourself about like the foods that you enjoy and you're going to be healthy about, because gagging yourself to eat some things is not going to help you in your health journey. It's not going to help you get your goals and get you where you want to be. So I think that has covered quite a few topics for the day, but I'm going to go through this week and show you what I eat in a week. So how I'm prepping everything that I bought, and you can see the recipes that I'm actually cooking versus the things that I'm just going to kind of create and throw together based on stuff that's in season. And that was the other thing. I grabbed some things that I was like, oh, they have that at the farmer's market, or oh, I shopped outside of my list, guys. That's the problem. If you have a list and you stick with it, it's different. I shopped outside of my list. So I think that I've rambled on quite a bit. This video is going to be long as always, but I love you guys. I'm so glad that you're here. If you aren't already subscribed to this channel, please click that button and make sure you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. And if you want a notification for every time I post, make sure you click that bell button and you'll get that little notification. I post videos every Wednesday and Sunday on YouTube at 5 p.m. Central Time. And then there's a new blog post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday on my blog. So I love you guys. You matter to me. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye, guys.